Hey everyone, Theo here. This build does use the new SAM unit tower for the EV. Before we get started, I'm going to show you how to add this new tower to your hotkeys. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll go ahead and either click our middle mouse button, or we'll press the letter T on our keyboard. We'll go to Summon Defenses. We're going to arrow over and hover over the tower we want to change the hotkey for. And I'm going to hold and press 9. This will change my hotkey for that tower to now be 9. And you can see that 9 is my tower. This is the new SAM unit. So that's how we change it. Now that we've changed the hotkeys for our towers, let's go ahead and get started with this build. Now, as we get started with the Summit build, this is a build by Thomas the Trainwreck. An important thing to note is, when you're getting your chest over these two little lava pits, don't fall in. I do at some points. You won't see it in the video, but I definitely do. So I'm going to grab the mana, and we're going to go ahead and build a Strength Drain Aura on that pylon right there, or that little structure, and another one right here. Then we're going to go ahead and build an Ensnare Aura right here. Yep. And then on the other side of this crystal, we're going to build another Ensnare Aura. Another Strength Drain Aura. We're going to go ahead and drop our mana. We're going to go ahead and bring in our EV, who's now going to be doing more than just building, reflect beams and buff beams. So we have a 1DU reflect beam built right here, and then a 4DU buff beam right behind that reflect. And then right there in the middle, we're going to build two SAM towers, one pointing in that direction and the other pointing in the other direction. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to build another 1DU reflect beam just right between the two statues. And then we'll follow that up with a 4DU buff beam. And then another reflect beam right on the other side of that. That's just to help with spiders. And again, right here in the middle of the buff beam, we're going to be building two SAMs. One pointed at that statue and the other pointed at that statue. And that is it for our EV. It feels weird building a different tower. So we'll go ahead and bring in our Hermit. And we're going to be putting in Shroom, a shroom right there, and then a shroom right here, and that is it. That's all Hermits bring into the party. We'll swap over to our Warden, and we're going to go ahead and build Cloud Towers, Wisp Dens, and Shroom Pits. So I'm going to build two Shroom Pits. I'm going to go ahead and nope, wrong side. Go get some more mana. So on the stack over here by the forge, it is two Shroom Pits, two Cloud Towers, one Wisp Den. Then over here, it's going to be the exact same thing, except it'll be one Shroom Pit. So the Cloud Towers are pointing the same directions as the SAMs. Then you have a Wisp Den, and then a Shroom Pit. And that is it. That's the build for this map. Now we're going to bring in a whole bunch of heroes. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my Upgrader. I'll bring in my Tower Boost Monk. I'm going to bring in two Boost Guardians. Now each one of these Guardians has a Huntress and a Monk. It has a Huntress and an Apprentice Guardian on them. So they're going to boost those towers' rate and damage. I like to stand right here when I Tower Boost. It's the place that I found the most consistent for myself in order for me to maintain my Tower Boost almost to the very end of every wave. Then I'll go over here and stand right here and, start upgrading these towers. Now this map can get a little laggy. Even with two Wisp Dens, it can get a little laggy. There are some other builds out there that have more than two Wisp Dens, like 5 Wisp Dens, and that becomes like a lag fest. It's very difficult to do a whole lot once everything's going. So I will typically just hit F8 so I can only see my main hero, and that seems to help with my frame rate. Now for those who are not familiar with Pure Strategy is a game mode. It's like survival, but the difference on Pure Strategy is that after you've built 3 of the same tower, the DU cost for that additional tower will cost more. So, you can't spam 15 lightning towers, because each lightning tower will cost more DU after the third one's placed. the trade-off for that for pure strategy is, if towers are costing more, if you're going to build more than 3, well, only armor drops on this map. Now, the old pure strategy used to be very different, where anything could drop, but your heroes couldn't actually do anything. You could basically just run through mobs, and you couldn't be hurt. So pure strategy was changed, I want to say like about a year ago, to this new form of it. The one nice thing about pure strategy is only armor drops. So unlike survival, where you need, you only have summoners in so that to force the maps to only drop armor, on pure strategy, it's designed to only drop armor, which is a nice thing. That way, you could, if you wanted to, you could bring out your DPS heroes and come out there and run around and DPS the maps as well, and still only get armor. So for this map, we are definitely tower boosting. We are guardian boosting, summoner boosting. And after this wave, I'm gonna bring in my builder warden, and my warden will be in the map for the rest of this map. When you do pure strategy, from what I am told, it is best just to have all 4 of your heroes in from start to finish. I also did start on wave 22 because quality caps at wave 23. So wave 22, you're not going to get any drops that first wave. I'll go ahead and upgrade during that wave since I'm not worried about drops. Wave 23 is when, all of your armor drops are capped, which means they can't get any better. So it's the most peak time to get your armor. I'll go ahead and switch over to my warden. So now we're all upgraded and we're good to go. And I actually do run and grab chest every wave. So I grab that middle chest, which won't show up again after the first time you've opened it. And I'll run around here, and then I'm going to grab the chests over here as well. Now be careful. It is easy to fall in that lava or jump in that lava like I've done in the past. I've done many, many times. So come over here. So after you grab, there's 3 chests that only exist during the build phase. And I didn't open them during my build phase, so they're still here right now, which are those 2 right there, and the one in the middle of the staircase. After that, you're only going to have those 4 chests. You're going to have 2 on the top rampart, and then 2 over there by the lava pits. And so that is it. That's the build. That's my chest running. I open all 4 chests every time, and the reasons why I'm doing that is because chest quality is very, very high. Like I said in my map of the week video, this is the second best pure strategy farm due to the amount of special mobs that exist. There's a specific group of mobs called the Group 6 mobs, and those are the mobs that you want maps to have a lot of because they have the highest quality drops. And since it's map of the week during the recording of this video, if that mob was supposed to drop potentially, has a potential to drop potentially 7 items. Now it's 14. So during my runs, I've done this multiple times. Like the first 2 runs I ran on this, I ended up getting a 1503 plate helmet and a 1547 plate gloves. Just in the first 2 runs I did. So I did get a couple plus items. Now, I haven't gotten anything since, as I've been practicing different builds. Which is just how it goes. There are other builds out there that I've tried. Mule has a great build, and I actually do like it. It is a bit laggy because it does have 5 wisp dens, but it's a consistent build, but it is a little bit slower. I'd say it's about 6 minutes slower than this specific build. Now this build is different because, there's 2 stacks. So it is important that your monk stands, kind of in a spot where he can at least have a decent amount of mobs to hit and get mana, and also boost both stacks. And so that's the most important thing to me, is that my tower boost lasts as long as possible. And since I do have my warden builder out there, I will sometimes turn on Wrath near the end of the wave. I don't know if it actually helps at all. I don't feel it's actually helped. I haven't seen it help in any of the run times. I still do. I mean, why not? To me, I'm like, it couldn't hurt. I don't know if it helps, but it couldn't hurt. So that's it. So I will, we're going to go ahead and skip ahead to the very end, and we'll kind of just see what we got from this run. Alright, we are almost done. You can see there's a couple more ults that have dropped. Sadly, no plus pluses on this wave. But, you know, if you're still looking, you know, you're still working on upgrading your ults, you know, in order for you to have the stats to run this, you know, it's worthwhile to grab all. I grab all the ult items I get anyway, just for giveaways and things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look and to see how we did. Alright, so you see there my combat time is a little less than 38 minutes, which is not bad for a survivor run all the way through. This is actually one of my better runs. I have had some, you know, waves that have lasted longer. Just kind of showing you all the different waves as we went through. Ultimately, you'll see the I did fall in the lava on one of my waves. You know, I was pretty upset because it happened very early in the wave, and that would be the one wave that took a little bit longer. Having that builder out there is a massive benefit. And we kind of I just wanted you guys to see, look through the different spawns to see how many heroes. Having mages and undos are very important to good quality drops. And we can see our tower stats, how much was actually, you know, what was their kill count, how they do. Cloud towers just wreak havoc on everything, just like, you know, Apprentice Lightning towers. But I will say, pure strategy is made for Warden. You almost need Warden for pure strategy. All in all, I'm not bad. I'm not very upset at all at this run. This was a pretty good run, all things considered. So let's have a look at what we got from this run. No reds in the pet department, but you do get some decent builder pets if you're still in the market for those. I'm not a big fan of those. I think they're great starter pets, but with the like 1.2 move speed, they're just not pets I want. All the armor we got here, I ended up getting about 15 pieces of Ultimate or Ultimate 93 or Ultimate Plus armor. It'll go to somebody if they're decent. The accessories actually don't roll too bad, I will say this. So that's all I have for today. Thanks for watching, and happy farming.